Welcome to Pretty Boy Detective Club, episode 10. We finally got a conclusion that was rather self-interpretation, more than just a straight-up answer, whether ridiculous or not. This is pretty interesting and honestly a great episode. Q did a bunch of research on it, and it did give us a lot of insight. A lot of stuff that you thought would happen did happen, but then, they had to throw in the twist there at the end, where we had to interpret ourselves what's going on without any actual evidence to support that. But
yeah, but I still did say that she was in love, so that was right.
Yeah. The end point was she was in love, so she couldn't be a boy.
Sag.
Mayumi.
Yeah.
Also, Mayumi's scum.
She is boy.
She's boy. Is this next arc gonna make my head hurt? We'll see.
I mean, we're slowly getting to the end. After this, there's only 2 more episodes. So this could potentially be the last arc.
Oh shit. I thought this was like 24 episodes. It's only 12?
Yeah, it's 12, unfortunately.
Oh, that's
sad.
depressing.
That is sad.
Well. You guys know the drill. Open up your own episode. Sync it up with the timer. I'm gonna start the episode in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, I almost said I didn't start recording, but I did. Good. Thank God.
Election?
An election?
The next student council president.
What's happening to Sakaguchi?
He's going to be executed.
It's a rigged one.
They found that he was a lolicon.
Oh, so the vice president is going to become the president. Someone low. Where is he? Where are all these poses?
Wait.
Miss Naganawa. What?
What?
Did she die?
I didn't see that coming.
When they draw a chalk on the ground like that, I'm pretty sure she died. And what was Mayumi talking about? That she wanted to become one of the elected?
But didn't. No, I think she was talking about becoming. I think that she had no interest in it, but then she suddenly became a candidate, I think.
That's kind of what it sounded like to me.
Okay, yeah. Because she got
was a rigged
vice
election,
president.
so it didn't.
Yeah. Because the vice president got into a traffic accident, that's why now everything is sort of in the air and who's going to become the next one. Fairly soon it's just going to end with Sakaguchi becoming the president again.
Why is he not running?
I mean, Michiru was talking about that he already had his votes locked down, so I'm pretty sure he is running, no?
No, I thought it was talking about the vice president. So it's like,
yeah, I don't think that he can elect himself to be a school council president anymore. He's about to graduate middle school.
Oh, is that why?
High school? Yeah, I think that's why they have an election right now.
What? Snow Queen in a good way? She's not in critical condition. Okay.
The chalk outline was exaggerated.
So she can't. Eating a pie. Even Michiru's calling him. Hmm.
I don't know, that scene somehow felt like a scene in a play for some reason. I don't know.
The spotlight.
Almost as if that's exactly what they were trying to go for.
Shush, 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 shush. I'm not going to point out anything anymore. It makes me self-conscious.
No. I love this movement in the background, though. Show it again. No. Look at.
What is? Another?
Maybe make some funny faces.
What a pretty pose.
Traffic accident at D Hill. It's right next to C Hill.
Was she hit by the 20s?
Probably. They're planning to take over the academy. Ray's gonna become the new student council president.
I was about to say it was Ray's group. Secretly.
Yeah, oh my god, there actually is.
The D. Oof, the dick. Oof, oof.
Oh no. It shows that particular letter.
Japanese really like the boob letter.
Then you, Mayumi. You will become the next student council president. Oh, yes. It was the organization.
Should take it a little too after Soutouin.
Okay, wait, yeah. Mayumi's changed a lot, actually. From like when she was first introduced to now. Soutouin's really rubbed off on her, I guess. What?
Oh no, that's so mean. Oh no. We just have to wait for Ramoir to come out. I think I said his name wrong. From Iruma.
Is in elementary school.
I'll give a number.
Yes, that is what us middle schoolers will do. Oh my god, Shaft. Again.
I love you.
Our gloomy kid. Yeah.
She doesn't. No, she doesn't remember her classmates.
Hmm? He's the one who ran her over with a car.
You
I'm
and
sorry,
Michiru
Michiru.
have to.
Certain section.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. Less thinking, more doing, apparently.
Oh, the setting is really dark for some reason.
It's desaturated.
Mystery, suspicion. Somebody got ran over. They're implying some sort of foul play. And Mayumi... Oh my god.
What the cool?
They're really holding out, showing his face.
It might never show his face at this point. Because he lacks features.
Or if they're just waiting for a very specific opportunity or moment. Was she doodling him?
Yeah, she was doodling him.
But... Huh? Wait.
Oh, no,
well,
wait, that was
that
way
episode
too
went by
fast.
very fast, yeah.
No!
Wait.
Why is it playing the ending? It's 17 minutes into the episode. What?
It actually went too fast.
She has a dangerous feeling.
Yeah, they're really teasing something with his face.
Imagine if it was like Tadasuru live, but he was just like wearing some sort of military gear mask, like from Mission Impossible or something.
But she like doodled his face and like she drew his eyes,
angry.
but
he had no eyebrows. Maybe that's
I
why
want to see her little doodle of his face, and then like that shot at the end where they almost showed it, assuming they don't show it here at the end.
Utsukushine. Oof, I missed it. I said the wrong ending.
They've been interchanging the endings.
It depends on whether it's the conclusion of an arc.
Yeah. Kinda.
I like this ending more.
First time I've seen a show do that.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I think that was very recent. Yeah, I could see that. Oh my god.
When whoever makes me snort. I
There's
think about the
something
fathers
in...
getting boiled and it gets...
Actually, no, I can't say that. That would be spoiler.
These backgrounds remind me of the eccentric family. The way that they're kind of like
let's boil
filtered
some feathers.
Actual rooms.
Yeah, it's really eccentric family, like.
Imagine if she gets run over and the show turns into an isekai.
That would be a twist ending I didn't see coming. But I guess you just predicted it, so we would have seen it coming.
Yes.
Oh, it's weird. Like, when I was... I'm going to tell it after the end of the... The thing that he just said, if it was a few days ago, then there would still be blood splashes unless it was like a really bad rainfall. Because I remember that when I was a kid. No, so the thing that kind of made me think that is because when I was a kid, one of the kids from my old school threw themselves under the it's not a bus. Anyway, a really big car. He threw himself under, and there was like a splash of blood for like a week after. Oh no! Wait, did our boy get kidnapped? No, hope not. For like a week, there was a blood splash on the asphalt.
I'm just beautiful.
Mm.
the lighting on these shots, though.
Mm-hmm.
Makes me sound somewhat depressing.
Yeah, since it has a very melancholy tone.
Okay, well, back to what you were saying, Kiwi. It actually just depends on whether you get hit by a car and you bleed or not. You could just
Plus,
break your
they
bones and internally bleed, and
They
it
would
doesn't really
clean
matter.
that stuff up too.
I
Yeah.
see. Okay, I'm sorry. I wasn't thinking of that. I was just thinking about the past.
And, I mean, she wasn't majorly injured. She was just in the hospital for
Yeah,
a
they
month.
said she was
so
fine. for
at the
most part.
worst, she broke a few bones. A few minor
Probably
bones.
maybe a
'cause
mild concussion or something.
Yeah.
She said.
A mild
Potentially.
concussion, maybe.
This entire episode was very, very somber, and you can see that from the directing and the desaturation of all the colors. That I mean, this show is usually colorful with all of its art references and stuff, but these episodes just haven't been. Well, this episode.
It was. It was
to
also
her
really.
doodle in her notebook of his face.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he has eyebrows. No lining in the eye.
I mean, she did say that there was no particular characteristic about him that stood out at all.
She's saying she was gonna invite him to lunch, but then changed her mind at the last second for some reason.
Because
Because
she
he
had
gave
a
her
gut
off-
feeling.
Bad. Yeah, that it was a bad idea.
Something about his eyes. Because she drew his eyes kind of weird in his picture,
Mm.
and then they showed everything but his eyes.
Potentially, like they have this cold, lifeless stare to them.
Yeah, that's what it kind of is seeming like. Because they seem to get very kind of dead in her drawing.
We're still on the assumption that this hit and run was intentional.
Yeah.
That it was somebody from the academy that made this happen. But it could also just be a random thing that happened with coincidentally with the student election, student council election. But if that was the case, then I don't think it would make for a very like a great final arc. So then I'm going to go on the assumption that it was planned out, and that this is probably the moment that they're actually going to be doing some detective work.
Yeah. When they made a comment, like, Soutouin said that he's realizing where they said that Michiru was the best detective, and then he realized that his only thing is his aestheticism, and then he's kind of relying on the rest of the group, kind of.
Also, Soutouin kind of seemed really depressing this episode. I can't really explain it. He didn't have this, like, cheerful, careless feeling to him like he did in the rest. Like, he changed the topic really suddenly when they were talking about the car accident.
And
I
this
don't know.
situation is very, very different from past arcs. So Soutouin is sort of out of his depth with this one, I'm thinking.
I was gonna
And he
say,
has to
all
rely
the
on the
last ones
others.
they kind of intentionally chose to like investigate, whereas this one kind of got thrown on them.
Because like the art one, you could have just went and asked the teacher, but they decided to theorize about it instead of doing that. But this one is an actual investigation, and that's why they said that Michiru was probably the best one, because Michiru, they keep calling him the delinquent, but he's always been the most logical one, despite how illogical some of the other past cases have been. He's always tried to make like the most logical reasoning behind it. So
He
I'm
seems
thinking
to
that
pay the most
Michiru's,
attention
yeah,
and like notice the most things. Whereas like I feel like Sakaguchi is logical and like can notice things, but he just doesn't seem to care. He seems more aloof to it all, whereas like Michiru, where he might act like he doesn't, actually is the more invested in it. Like
Well, I
even
mean-
like in the first
And
beginning
you
with
guys-
her when he was trying to help her explain it to her and stuff.
Subi currently sounds for me like a really jumpy goofy.
What?
what does that sound like? Soutouin sees the world in a very innocent way, actually, which was proven by the last scene here, where he didn't even assume that the hit-and-run driver would break a few traffic laws after doing the hit-and-run.
Yeah. And it's pretty clear that the club members want him to be pure.
Yes, that's
Like,
why
they
the
want to keep
Sakaguchi
him
is working
pure.
hard to make sure that the middle school remains free and independent.
Yeah, okay, so I noticed one other thing. So in the scene when the kind of like she's talking to this character, like the one who's coming onto the idea to be a candidate for the student council president, It
Yeah,
all looked kind of military, like it was gray tones, and they also had military uniforms.
they had middle school uniforms on, not military uniforms.
So
I
That's-
think that is kind of what they were like playing to. I felt that too.
But-
it felt military, like they're saying that if he
Mhm.
becomes a president, they'll lose the freedom. That's basically what I felt like.
Okay, well, yeah. I can
I
see
can
what
see
you're trying to imply with the word military there. The word that they use here was
Very
efficiency.
Stiff and structured.
Yeah. Everything is the most efficient. Everybody's sitting in their block. All the chairs are in the place where they should be. The only one who moves her chair is Dojima. Therefore, she's out of place. She's also a girl that is wearing a boy's uniform, which is out of place. And she's mostly also the only one with color in those scenes. In a
Yeah,
few
she
shots.
It's kind of military, like, see, they're like those pads that you put on the things on, and it's
uniform
green.
they've been wearing. But when you
Yeah.
desaturate it down, it feels much more like
It feels greenish. I know it's a school uniform, but it gives off the military feeling to it.
I see
I
what
don't
you're
know.
saying. It definitely has kind of some of those shared aesthetics.
Oh yeah,
But-
I just wouldn't use the word military to describe it. It's just a desaturation of their school uniform, and it reminds me of the Pink Floyd song, "Breaking the Wall." Everybody's where they are supposed to be, just doing what they're supposed to do,
Mhm.
except for Dojima.
Mhm.
For some reason, the teacher's okay with her just, doing her own thing.
No one has really like commented yet on the fact that she just decided to start dressing like
Yeah.
a boy.
And even
It's
this
one
guy
of
that
those
she's
things that
talking
the
to.
show really likes to just like gloss over a lot, where they're like, "Yeah, okay, that's what she's doing," but like she's not actually trying to like pretend like she is a boy. Like she freely admits, because "Oh yeah, no, I'm a girl."
He probably, when they were talking about the way that he wears his
He didn't have the little
uniform,
stars on his tie. She has all the little stars on her tie. His doesn't have those.
I don't
Basically,
think the
he
other
lacks-
students
he
have
lacks-
stars.
They do. All
Yeah.
the club members do.
She's
Hmm.
basically saying he lacks individuality.
Yeah. And what I'm talking about
He
is
feels
the
his-
other background characters. I'm
Oh,
not
I
sure if
can't
they
tell
do.
from them.
Yeah. I don't think there's any shots that show. They're always behind, not showing anybody's face. What was his name? There might be a play on words in his name, but we won't know. And then Dojima has this interesting thought about herself, like she's starting to feel like she's some sort of special person, when in reality she's just... Well, actually no, Dojima is a special person. Like nobody can see through walls, okay, Dojima? Stop it.
She's shading on herself because since she started to hang out with the genius, so to say, she started to look down on the normal. She's talking down on herself.
Yeah, but Shaft likes to do this a lot, where they frame shots without hiding particular parts of characters behind other objects. It's used to imply
Yeah, that's
different
why I think
things
that
depending on the context, but this one is just...
In this
Um,
case, they're really specifically hiding his eyes.
Yeah. There's something about his eyes.
If I was
Because
like, if
they're
he's missing
drawn
the eye-
oddly when she drew him, and the way that it frames it at the end when it actually like shows his face.
Yeah, I was like, if he is missing the eyebrows, let us assume that he is a delinquent with a really mean look to himself, and that's why she feels like he's dangerous
very
when he's actually
dead.
a pure heart.
Looking, but I
Yeah.
don't think that's it.
I
It
said
could
they
just be
don't
a
have a
doodle
highlight.
style.
I
She has a
mean,
purple pen.
yes, but
He has a really
This-
well-shaped face. I can see that he's handsome.
I don't think so. I mean, she
I don't
she
know.
literally just said that he's normal and average in every single way.
Normal and average can still be handsome, but not beautiful. There's a difference between pretty and handsome.
It
Uh,
actually gives me kind of like the Soka vibes with the harsh shading.
Yeah.
A pedophile.
yeah, not gonna lie. This guy looks like he could be like a vampire or something, who knows?
I can see Pretty Boy Detective Club making a chunibyo.
A lot of context here that we don't know yet because we don't have the full story. First of the
I
arc.
think
This
this
might be the
might
last arc.
probably go through the end. Yeah.
Yeah. It seems like it's gonna be a big turning point for a lot of characters too. Even Soutouin.
Well, because all the previous arcs have kind of focused on a different member. So this
Mhm.
looks like it's gonna probably focus on Soutouin.
Michiru's
It
gonna
would be a
pull
Michiru
through.
focus.
Yeah.
I thought it would be a Michiru focus because Michiru didn't really have much of a focus. I mean, he had like in the first 2 episodes, I think, a little bit of dialogue with
Well,
my
that was just a
Dojima,
little bit of
but
dialogue.
yeah,
but yeah.
he didn't
Yeah.
have a focused episode.
You're right.
So
And they
Might
did
be,
specifically
might be.
state that, yeah, Michiru is probably the best one to be a detective, an actual detective.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's probably gonna be Michiru solving the case somehow with Dojima's help, and then Soutouin growing from it somehow.
I don't know. I feel like Soutouin has something behind him that's not all that pure. That he's innocent, but I don't know how to explain it. I'm getting a weird feeling from how Soutouin was like directed to be like in this episode, like when he stood up from the couch and how he reacts to certain conversations. I know that we already went over that, but just maybe
Well, I mean, like, you're saying that Soutouin might just be like acting all innocent and
no, I'm
being
not saying that
happy
he's
and
acting.
fun,
I'm
but
not saying
he's
that
actually like
acting.
depressed inside or something.
No. I'm not saying that. No way. I hope not. I'm saying that there is much more to it than just him being real innocent and stuff. Like,
There's
Well,
more depth
I
behind it.
mean, obviously.
yeah, there's more to his past than just him being a child who grew up really pure. Because I know that Soutouin is pure and everything, and that club members want to keep him like that. And I understand why they would want to keep him like that, but maybe there's something more behind it on why. Maybe there's something that happened to Soutouin in the past that the club members don't want him to like think about or worry about. Because from what I've gathered so far, from what I've seen, the vice president and Soutouin have more to their past than just meeting for the club, like for the first time. They clearly have something more to it. That's why I'm assuming something like that.
I think that can be said about all the members of the club.
Yeah, probably. But
Like, I mean,
To me,
for
the-
example, our boy Hyoda, like, what's up with his fascination of his legs? They did state that he did tell Dojima that his parents got divorced or something early on,
Yeah.
and there might be a similar story for the rest of the crew as well.
yeah, and I just thought that the way Soutouin was acting this episode was kind of weird. It wasn't out of character. He was still acting in the character. It was just kind of weird.
He seemed
mean,
like he had like a lot on his mind that he wasn't necessarily saying.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
wasn't as energetic as he was in the rest of the episodes. He was more quiet. and
Dojima
more-
was more energetic than him. in
Yeah.
the
Yeah, Dojima changed a lot, man.
I know that it was supposed to represent him as childish when he was sitting on the ground and drawing on it, but it was such a sad scene rather than just showing him being energetic. It looked depressing. It looks really sad.
Okay, like, the lighting just changes so much here. They obviously want to make you think that.
Something more to
Yeah.
Soutouin than just him being pure. And talking about freedom and individuality,
There's something
It's
very
like-
ominous.
pointing, it's pointing to something like, yeah, he wasn't free and
Yeah, like
To
it's like
himself
that's
before.
something that
Have they ever talked about why he's their club leader? Because
I don't think so.
even in like the last arc that we watched, everybody was very, very defensive over him, and like accusing the fiance of pushing him and stuff, calling her a devil, even though
Yeah,
he keeps
that's
trying to
what I
say
was
that she's not, she didn't do it, but everybody's just
Yeah,
really
he's
protective of him.
yeah, he's clearly really precious to every member, which is why I'm
Yeah.
assuming that. I mean, you said that probably all of the rest of the members have some kind of history with him, but because of it was, I can't really explain it. It was the fiance of the lolicon that pushed him allegedly, like it didn't happen, but and he feels bad about it. Like he's really mad at her, and he feels bad about it. So I don't know. He's more precious to them, and so I am confusing myself and confusing you, but I think you get the point.
Yeah, I mean, I get the general point that you're trying to make. From my understanding of other works by Nisio Isin, he does like to use standard anime tropes, but he makes characters that are able to become that way with a particular history behind them.
Yeah, that's what I'm basically saying.
So
Soutouin seems really pure and cute, and he probably has some history behind it.
yes.
Him being pure and cute. He probably has more to it than just being pure and cute. Because so far, Soutouin has been kind of like, I would call him kind of like a mature type of he's really good at reading the room, even though it doesn't seem like it. Like, do you agree with it, Dojima Mayumi-kun, like in the last episode? Like, she didn't speak up about feeling bad for the girl, but he still asked her, like, I know what you're thinking. And also in the episodes before, he always...
I was in the very first
pointed at one of
episode
the
when
characters.
he, like, met her for the first time. It's kind of the same. Like, he read her pretty easily.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why I know that I shouldn't be saying this at this point anymore, but that's not something a 5th grader would really be all about. So I'm thinking that maybe there is something more to his past where he had to learn how to read the room to be able to kind of like live his life. And that's why I don't think that he's just pure, so to say. He is pure. He is clearly a pure little child. I'm not saying that he isn't. I'm just saying that there's something more layered to him which makes him more mature than just being a childish, cute, pure type of character.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
There's, like, people are the way that they are because of the life experiences that they've had and the choices that they made to deal with those life decisions. But, like, I won't be able to guess how he has become this way.
Yeah.
I think this particular arc might address that, and it might also address why why create a pretty boy detective club in the first place. I'm sure it's not just for fun. There must have been some.
I would like it.
He himself doesn't really have much of like ability as a detective.
Yeah. Like, why create a detective club if you're not like the most detective out of all your club members? Like, Michiru is the most detective out of all of them, but Soutouin is just aestheticism. So, like, why not just create like an art club or something? I don't know.
I personally hope that they don't finish like the whole Soutouin thing in one episode. Like, if this will be a 2-episode arc, 100%. I don't think it will be
3-episode
longer.
arc.
Maybe the 3-episode arc. I think that there would be 1 episode last to close off the series. I'm hoping that they make a 2nd season rather than just I don't know.
If I have to guess
finishing
how it's
everything in the
gonna
first
go,
season.
is we'll have probably more of a Michiru focus next episode, maybe, and then we'll have the last episode kind of conclude around Soutouin.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I would kind of like it for it to be a second. There would for there to be like a 2nd season, but I don't think it will be.
I hope it does.
I mean,
I hope it does as well.
I'm sure Shaft, they're not gonna rush it out if it's not a good ending point. I have full faith in them as a studio, so I don't think you should worry about it.
Well, this isn't their first time working with any of these. Like, these guys have all been working together for forever on the same kind of stuff.
Yep.
So.
Either way, I think that pretty much sums up all of our thoughts on this episode. Gotta go wait next week and see all of that we just theorized be proven wrong, and that Nisuhise was just trolling us this whole time. Damn you.
We find out on the last episode that Mayumi is actually a boy.
Yes.
she was just never taught how to recognize that. Wait.
Yeah, the last episode we found out that she was a boy, and in today's episode she didn't reject being a girl.
Yes.
Yes, are you a girl?
She's also
She
scum.
did admit to being scum though. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you in the next episode. Later, dudes.
Bye.
Bye, degenerates.